All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How are we all doing? Today, Mazi Kanu was in the court, and he represented himself like you have known. He made it clear that he's going to represent himself from now onward. And a lot of people have reacted on that. We are here to go through a few things that happened in the court today, and I don't need to say much. Just pay attention, and you will hear Mazi Kanu what he said and what he did in the court, and people's reaction as well. So make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel in case if you are new. I want us to go through it together. Don't forget to put your comment and tell me what you think about all the things that you are going to watch. Your own take, your own opinion is very, very important to us, and make sure you give us your feedback about this particular video. And what do you have to say about Mazi Kanu representing himself? Do you agree or disagree? Personally, I agree. I like it. I don't see anything bad about it, even though some people are panicking about it. But you don't need to. I don't see anything to panic about. You don't need to panic for anything at all. Mazi Kanu is not a child. He's a very, very, very intelligent and smart person who actually knows what to do and how to handle his case better than many lawyers that pretend to be, there for him. I'm not saying that his lawyers have messed up. No, they tried, but the system did not allow them to be more ruthless in terms of defending Nnamudi Kanu the way they're supposed to do it. So I think this is a very good way, very good move. Let's watch this.
Where's the lying news agency of Nigeria? Are they here? Those liars and deceivers, are they here? That distort the news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You don't know that God is a God of justice. You don't know that? That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that?
But that's what you wrote. You said here, my lord, that the defendant has now applied for bail. Now, as I've said earlier, bail is a decision of the court, taking into consideration all the conditions laid down in Muhammad Abacha v. State. At this stage, I am of the opinion that to make or take a stand on the bail application without first hearing and determining the issue that is glaring in the face, which is the absence of the defendant from the court since 25th of April 2017 until he was produced on the 29th of June. My lord, which was exactly what the Supreme Court did. They said that he did not jump bail. These criminals came to my house to kill me. That's what the Supreme Court said. This is in your own court, my lord. So I cannot understand, my lord, why my trial will be conducted contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria that said I must have free and unfettered access to my counsel. Is here. Okay. He did something in my case. I refused him. He was office official. I asked him to recuse himself. Why did the chief judge insist I must hear it? He left my case.
Okay, listen. If anybody is not happy with this, then you need to go and
No, I cannot. Because I have a court order. I have a court order. You have refused yourself. I have a court order. Anybody who disagrees with this order of court, go to appeal court. That's what you tell me all the time. You are from this official. You cannot preside over this case number again. Not in this life. You cannot. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. And one over here cannot force this court to preside on my case. You cannot. Not today, not till forever. You are recused and you stand recused. Tell the chief judge, not the kind of said, go on appeal. I recused him from my case. The state recused Justice Adema from my case. I did not insist Adema must hear my case. I never insisted. This is a shrine to injustice, and I will not subject myself to it. You stand recused and you must take my case. You cannot try me. This man is not paying attention. There is an order of recusal, and he's a senior advocate for goodness sake. There's an order of recusal. Is that not the rule of law? The law says if you decide.
This is the Mazi Nnamudi Kanu, giving it back to back then, not today's court case. Okay, so you don't misunderstand what happened here. All right, pay attention.
I agree with this.
I'm playing it because of those who are panicking that he's defending himself. He knows the rules. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly. He knows he's right. That's the word.
You go and appeal. You are a grown-up man. Because of 300 million, you're behaving like a child. Go and appeal. Because of money. Because of money they're paying you from ATM's office, you are here standing and smoking evil. Because of money. A grown-up man like you say you have to want to behave like a man of honor. The rule of law says you go and appeal. His Lordship Peter will not try my case. Not on this planet Earth, I'm telling you that now. So stop wasting your time.
So that as I said, the view of the past that the defendant has indicated that he will not make a formal application. I apply that the Lordship was a safety day for hearing.
You are not well. You are not well. I'm telling you, this is what I'm not well. This is an order of God. An order of God says Justice Peter Nyako is recused to. An order of God. Order she made as an order. The same Chief Justice writing the stupid memo he's writing. I recused him. He was functus official. He sat on appeal. I took him to the NJC. I recused him. Why did he not say I must sit on your case? Why in the case of his lordship is he insisting? He wants to embarrass her. He wants to embarrass your lordship by asking her to come and sit on this case. Is that what you're saying? There's an order. Give it to him. He doesn't have it. Give him an order of court. It's an order of court. Give it to him. He doesn't have it. An order. Give it. He doesn't have it. It's an order of court.
I take your permission.
It's an order of court.
I take your permission to address you. But let me tell the defendant that in everything life, there's need for wisdom. And wisdom is very important in this matter.
And tell him lies.
It is not right for you to be insulting the teacher.
If you insult yourself, I will insult you. If you have no respect for yourself, I will insult you. Because you are telling the law, when it comes to Nnamudi Kanu, you turn the law upside down. The law says one thing. If the law says this paper is white, when I go to court, they say it's black. When I say it's black, they say it's white. Is that law? I'm asking you, a senior advocate of Nigeria, that law. Is the memo from Chief Judge, is memo from Chief Judge sufficient to set aside and a court order? The answer is no. Why do you want to change the law in my own case? His Lordship, Justice Peter Nyako, stand recused in my case. Cannot try me. Why don't you get it? Give me your delegate for trial so you can do your mathematics you always do without shame. I have here before me for the benefit of Chief Awomolo because it seems he doesn't know the law. So I will tell you, this is national judicial policy of this country. Please give them a copy each. National judicial policy of Nigeria, national judicial policy. I will tell you what it says. Because you don't know, I will tell you. Talking about memo from the Chief Judge of the High Court. Judicial policy of Nigeria, 1C, I'm reading, verbatim. In the performance of judicial functions, the judge is subject only to the law and must only consider the law. The rule of law in every common law jurisdiction in the world is that once an order of court is entered, the only way to set aside it is by going on appeal. That's the rule of law. But the senior advocate, you don't know. I will go to see. A judge must not take or attempt to take orders or instructions of any kind from anyone to be the chief judge, from anybody that may influence his decisions in the performance of the judicial function, it means that his lordship, having entered an order of court, a decision between myself and her.
Actually, we are seeing a surprise development. Remember that Omole Sowore led a protest hashtag free Nnamdi Kanu now, where he shut down Abuja for Nnamdi Kanu. But surprisingly, Sowore appeared in court today, and we have seen that he has been arrested. And Sowore is someone who have visited Alojimeko the other day, and he submitted a bail application. What are we seeing? What is this new tweet?
I think a total clampdown on resistance voices and voice of freedom. Because it becomes very relevant as a result of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on this issue. And before now, I can tell you there was a court injunction stating that Sowore should not be allowed within the court premises, you know, and that statement was issued by the court, and Sowore, which for now does not hold any water. Sowore actually went to court because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is appearing in the court today. We don't know whether actually it was based on that he was arrested, or based on the already the development that we are seeing at this moment, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has finally taken a decision to actually open defense. And but if you look at Omole Sowore's arrest, you know, he sent another strong signal that Nigerian government has actually declared war on justice, has actually declared war on freedom. Sowore's arrest, as I report to you, right there in the court where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was seen, you know, attending to his court appearance today.
You can clearly see Sowore and of course Nnamdi Kanu while they were moving together, even right in the asking. Viewers can see the picture on the screen.
Yes, they can watch the video of how Sowore was actually, you know, arrested, you know, and taken to unknown location. But let me tell you very clearly, you know, that issue of Sowore's arrest is going to trigger another form of, you know, discussion centering on how this government have become tyrannical and draconian.
Let me even ask this: is it because Sowore had hinted the other day that he's going to give updates as to the next line of action sequel to another protest? Yeah, maybe because they don't want another protest.
It is not necessarily, if Sowore does not lead any protest, there are thousands of them here who can actually lead the protest and still make an impact. I can tell you that, you know, outside that, a day has not been fixed for another, you know, powerful, impactful protest in that regard, as in Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now protest. That's already, you know, getting international acknowledgement. Let me put it that way. You know, international attention. You know, and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu factor has continued to generate, you know, traction in all ramifications. So if you look at what actually Bola Ahmed Tinubu want to achieve with all this, you know, he's really painting his government in really, you know, bad light. You know, considering this latest development where the leader of revolution now, Omole Sowore, has been arrested right inside the court. You know, the arrest of Sowore will trigger another form of, you know, uprising. Let me put it that way, because Nigerians will not like to see that kind of a thing, you know, happen. And well, we were seeing severally in this part of the world under Jonathan, the way a manner protest was being led in this country. You know, it is a civil responsibility. It is a civil right. Arresting Sowore will not solve the problem. The government themselves should look inwards and see how they are going to manage this issue, so that it will not turn to something, you know, they cannot handle after. These are people, these are figures, the entire masses of Nigeria see, you know, as a symbol of hope, as a symbol of freedom, as a symbol of defense, as a symbol, you know, of justice, you know, and those who cannot be able to speak for themselves, the voice of the voiceless. So it can trigger, it might have a multiplying effect, a similar effect on this government if care is not taken. I want to say it very clearly, you know, that action has been taken right there in the presence of the presiding judge, James Omotosho, and I can tell you that those GSS that were involved, it happened in the presence of Omotosho, and the presiding judge was not able to stop the arrest of Sowore inside the court. It's quite unfortunate.
But is Sowore becoming a threat to the government?
Sowore is not a threat to anybody. I can never be a threat. If Sowore is a threat to them now, then what happens under Jonathan? You know, and when Sowore was seen as part of the protest that led to, I would say it was the downfall of Jonathan, but we see how prominent figures in this country led a protest against Jonathan and said a lot of things about Jonathan. Jonathan never arrested anybody, you know, but it tells you that a lot of things is wrong and factored into, you know, what the government does not want the Nigerian masses to know about how they are being, they are managing, you know, the instrument of justice in this country. And you see, I repeat again, I want to be quoted, every Nigerian was born a free man, you know, then how come we suddenly become slaves under APC?
But do you think the government can manage hashtag free Nnamdi Kanu, hashtag free Sowore? It's becoming too obvious that,
you know, it depends on how long. It depends on how long they want to keep Sowore in secret detention. You understand? Then that will now be another factor that will determine, you know, what is going to happen. But I think the whole thing is being modeled together. Let me just say it one thing. If some people have been listening to one of the former CIA writer, James Nnamudi, he said it very clearly, you know, that too many fish in the pond will stir up the mud. What is building up currently now can stir up a revolution in Nigeria, and they will not be able to, you know, stop it. Arresting Sowore is not the solution to what is happening now. If and as much as under Jonathan we saw a lot of protests that took place, why is the Nigerian government going after people who are protesting to what they feel is passive judgment to their plight? That is not democracy anymore. Like what we see, you know, this thing is becoming, you know, tyrannical, and it's a sign of an emperor in power. And I think to an extent, Nigerians can decide anytime to rise against this, you know, clamp down on resistant voices in Nigeria. Like the likes of Sowore. But Sowore and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are not in the same line of, you know, agitation, you know. But I can tell you, I remember some time ago when Sowore was also apprehended. We can take you back during the days of Ezazaki, you know, when both of them were in custody. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in London, and he uses his platform to advocate for the immediate release of Sowore and Ezazaki. And
so what Sowore is doing like a payback time?
I wouldn't say it's a payback time. What has triggered Sowore's, you know, leading a protest is circumstantial, you know, because Nnamdi Kanu has attracted sympathy. Nnamdi Kanu has attracted, you know, international attention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know, is being seen that what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a deliberate act of injustice, you know, and that was what triggers the likes of Sowore to step in and start calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. And the law does not justify that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually committed offense. That is the first thing you must understand.
No, the law presumes innocent or the proven otherwise.
No, it's not a matter of, we don't want to go there. There's no presumption here. It's a matter of presumption. What the law has stated should be respected. In October 2022, the appeal court declared the child unacquitted. The matter was taken to Supreme Court. So then you all came back and ordered for the trial. So what is the justification? Apart from that, You do not continue a trial in a court of competent jurisdiction in a situation where a criminal act was being perceived to have been conducted against the suspect. It is no longer the law. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS custody because of interest.
Let us briefly look at Nnamdi Kanu deciding to sack his lawyers and is calling some big names as witness to his case. The names like Babaji Sanwo, of course.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not. Let us put that record very correct straight here on this point now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never sacked any lawyer. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu opened defense because a case to answer.
So we are going to end it here. We're going to end it here. You have heard it all from this person, this our brother here. He made a very important point. But as you all know, everyone have their different opinion. So I just want to go through this to bring to you this part because many of us don't remember who Mazi Nnamdi is. Of course, I don't blame you because it's been a very long time that he's in detention, and you have forgotten. Maybe you have forgotten. Anyway, tell me what you think about it. God bless you and take care of yourself. Like the video. See you again. Bye bye for now.